Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to teamfortress.tv and our live coverage of this, the second set of show matches for our i52 fundraiser. My name is Get a Whale, and I'm joined in the booth from across the pond by our very good friend Admirable. And Admirable, we're trying to send some teams to this LAN. Let's talk about it. What are your thoughts, sir?
I think we should definitely send these teams to LAN, How about that?
That's good. I'm glad we decided on that finally. The i52 LAN, for those that are not familiar, this is a LAN that is held by Multiplay. They do 3 of these a year. It's sort of our annual thing that we do send teams from North America across the pond. It is the big TF2 LAN, and that's why we're here. We are raising money so that we can send teams from North America, and that's the way we do it. Best in the world.
Yeah, talk about your LAN history. Every year in the summertime, there's been a big international LAN for the last 2 years, and we want to make it a 3rd year in a row. Currently, North America won the first one, of course. Classic mix-up, you may have heard of them. Second time around, I49, it was Epsilon, so that's NA1, EU1. And now a lot of people are setting this up to be the decider, perhaps, best of 3 series, but they're forgetting about the Australians, man. If the Australians win, then it's a 3-way tie. That's what it's all about.
It's the wild card. We have 2 teams here. We actually have 2 show matches. This is the first one. We have another one in a couple hours. But the Australians, they were kind of the wild cards. We got to get them in on these show matches maybe in future. They sort of came out of nowhere. But at any rate, we are looking at 2 teams, Froyotech and Awsomniac, and a lot of these guys have history. We were talking about it in the pregame, Admirable, that Froyotech's sort of the spiritual successor to HRG, who went to the I49 event last year, and a couple of members on this Awsomniac team, formerly known as BFF, they were on the Broder team, who were also at I49. So it's sort of fitting that these are the groups of players that we're watching today.
Yeah, that's maybe a bit of a stretch because really it's only Zebasai that played for that Broder TCN team in Maryland.
That's true.
But you've got Knutz in there. He's Swedish, so he's obviously a Broder. He played for Daughter last season, which was the spiritual successor to Broder. And then you have Kadis, I think, played for Crackland during that LAN event, and they sort of sucked out or didn't live up to their own expectations. At least you've got Flip playing Scout as well, who a lot of people might be unaware of, not to be confused with Flippy, the old Scout who actually used to play for Awsomniac too. Flip came up into Prem playing for Bytes team TCM, the phonetically spelt TCM, not the actual TCM gaming. And that was his sort of big debut into the Premiership, and he is a solid Scout. He's pretty sick. Stark as well has been playing for a long time, but maybe doesn't get the credit he deserves, so hopefully today we can see a real demonstration of their scouting prowess. That's what I'm looking forward to. We got Stark here. Tony Stark, the Iron Man.
Yeah.
Correct, kids.
Yeah, Banny, Lansky, Shade, I believe, were the players who played on the team that went to I-49, that aforementioned HRG from America. But at any rate, we were also mentioning, Admirable, that in their most recent seasons, both of these teams were undefeated in their respective leagues, ESEA and ETF2L, for the BFF guys, or Awsomniac as they're tagged today. It's kind of the top of the top level here.
I was wondering who these NA guys are. I don't follow your crap scene, man. It's all over Europe. So I was like, Froyotech, they're 16-0. That's quite impressive. And then BFF as well, undefeated, but they've got their last game coming up on Thursday, and that's going to be against Epsilon Esports. They'll save the best game of the main season to the end, and it's going to be an interesting one. Epsilon were looking really shaky throughout the season, but have now finally sort of solidified a very strong roster, and it's going to be going off on Thursday. But right now, it's NA versus EU. I see 12 players on the server. Is it time to get hyped, Get a Wheel?
Almost. Let's get a reminder in here, and we'll be mentioning this all day, that this is part of our fundraiser, and we want you guys to go to i52.tf. That is the website where we are raising the money. We're at 70% of our goal as of, or just under, I guess, 70, because we've extended it from $12,000 to $13,000. So we're sending our good friend Lang to this event as well. Hopefully, if we reach that goal, to do production. He is an amazing, he's a workaholic, that Lang. He's a fantastic young man. And you're not giving away money just for nothing. You will be sending these teams, but there are also rewards, different sort of tiered rewards, anything from trading cards and signed items and shirts. There's all kinds of stuff. So go to i52.tf, and one of the prizes is a unusual Tyrants, which is being raffled off. Was worn by Ips, and Lansky is going to be wearing that today. I'm not sure if we'll see it on the cast, but it's there, I promise. That's all I want to say. I think we are ready to go live in a few moments here.
Yeah, I actually haven't. I've got a mission to make here, Get Well. I haven't actually donated to the cause yet. I was sick last time. I was supposed to be casting with Lang, but you know, I just dodged the cast altogether. So I've never actually blown the cobwebs out of my wallet and donated. But if I see 2 EU maps, one in this fixture, I will splash the cash for sure. I'm gonna spend big. I'm thinking, you know, 125. Got to get me one of those platinum T-shirts, boys.
Yeah. I think that's the big seller, you know, for years and years. 10 or 20 years, you know, people have been begging for this plat shirt. I think that may be the big seller. But we have multiple logos on shirts, not just that one. There's a few of the teams that are going to land. But at any rate, check it out and go put some money down. You'll be helping this fantastic cause, helping us send these North American teams to the i52 LAN. I think that we are getting ready here to go live any moment. Remember, this is the first of two. The second match will be at about 3 o'clock Eastern later on today. So it is sort of an all-day affair that we will be here. And even though this is a show match, Admirable, I think these teams want to prove that they're the best. But the only problem that they have is that we're playing is the servers and the Lang and the ping. Because, of course, one of these teams is in Europe and one of them is here in North America. And so we'll be alternating servers. And that's the way we do it.
And then is a coin toss to decide the third map?
I
Who
believe
gets to
so,
play
yeah.
where?
Yeah.
That's
So,
the only fair way to do it.
yeah, so I mean, if you're not familiar with these LANs, they're a fantastic competitive setting because everyone's in the same setting. There is no Lang, there's no ping or latency, and it's very fair. But typically in these show matches, we've seen that the teams without the high pings, that being the home team, we can call it, they tend to do better. No, not all the time, though. We've seen some exceptions to that rule in some show matches in the past that I'm sure you may remember. But we will see how this plays out here first. I'm looking at the pings right now, and it's the North American team right now benefiting from those low pings. Looking at Clockwork with an 11 ping.
It's not so bad for the Europeans. Obviously, Clockwork on an 11 ping is something that nobody wants to face ever. So that could be quite devastating. And the Europeans always give me jip for saying this, but I think the server situation is always slightly less favorable to the North Americans because your great continent is just so goddamn big. But they have gone live here.
Yes, they are, yeah. I'm watching on this very first mid, Mr. Banny, who we mentioned is on the home team, so his rollout should not be affected. A little bit of a stutter there in his rollout, but rolling out the former HRG, getting his damage out, just going through house right now. These teams will be probably feeling themselves out and just sort of testing the waters, I think, a little bit on this first mid. Vanny playing right back, coming around now, cycling right side. Already we have Dummy down, Scout on the side of 4G. Vanny all the way over on this far right side now, feeling heat from these Scouts. Zebasai went down for Awsomniac. Vanny staying real close to home right now with his medic, and we've got 3 players down on Awsomniac. So other than the straggler Scout who's still in there, it's Flip. Flip, though, picks out Clockwork before going down to Banny himself. And that's not bad. Who cares about 100+ ping? Just take out Clockwork, one of the best scouts in the game.
Oh man, there was a real game of cat and mouse between Blaze and Merlin going on there. Merlin got bombed by Blaze into the house, ran to the little wooden balcony, and then pretended to go reset, but just hid there and waited, and Blaze was running around looking for him. Merlin has survived this long to get his team Uber up. Incredible medicing, as we saw in the previous show matches, but right now both teams poised here with charge. They're going to be playing around that trash area just left of the Spire. Ubers have been traded here. It's Pocket versus Pocket, and Lansky's actually trying Flip here to do some damage. He's going to force the multi from Maryland. Zebasai sees this as well. He's going to jump away, try and contest Spire, but where is the damage? There's Knutson coming up. He's going to combine with Zebo to take out Clockwork, that key 11 ping player, and it looks like they might hold the Spire, but they've lost 3 players, Gelwheel.
It is. We're looking at, well, 4v3 right now as Blaze actually goes down to a nice little pick by Starkey. Cadis picks out Shade as well, and that's the medic down. But Awsomniac still only have 1 player up, and it's Flip, a scout, and there's not much you can do with that. So charging in now, we've got Dummy already coming way up, wants to get in the face of someone. No contesting this Spire, admirable. Although, well, I don't know. We've got Knutson coming down here, down below. It is going to contest. The cap about 3/4 of the way done. Zeb coming over the top, and he stops it. The Ubers are just about equal, admirable, so I'm imagining that our next encounter is going to be in this same area here. Just classic Badlands choke. Starkey went down to Blaze. But we've got about, say, 50% to 45% on Ubers. So how they play this? They're coming around. Here comes Miralyn, and Miralin's been staying alive fantastically so far, but staying real close with his Pocket Cadis. Pocket Demo, I should say.
Those froyotech scouts have just respawned. Dummy's pressure in from the slope here, but he sort of telegraphed it. He already showed himself. Now he's going to get hunted down by Flip there. FL1P taking him down now. He's going toe to toe with Clockwork here. And the Clockwork with the superior ping and the backup from Blaze is going to be able to take down Flip, no problem. Meanwhile, Ubers are being traded here on the point. Maryland's managed to milk it for a few seconds, but who's going to be in here for the cleanup? It's Cadis, Starkey, Zebasai looking for blue players to smash. They're going for it. They're moving forward here, and it looks like Clockwork on 4 health is just about going to get out, but no, Starkey denies him with a long-range scatter shot there. Zeb is going to jump in, and he's encouraging his team to push forward. Here comes Knutson and Cadis. Those stickies air dead it aren't doing as much damage as they used to, but these kids are still finding the frags.
Starkey picked out Shade, and that's the medic down. Lansky went down as well. There's only 2 left up for 4G, and maybe after a bit of a false start here, Awsomniac, who cares about the ping? They're certainly holding advantage right now. They've got second. Knutson's already in. They're feeling good, and they've got a full advantage because we just saw Shade go down. They're going to come right in.
Oh, Clockwork steps into Maryland, gets a 2K there, destroys the combo. Cadis and Maryland down in an instant to the scattergun of Clockwork. No stickies placed at feet will save you anymore. That's the elephant in the room here, Gabe. We didn't talk about it much in the pre-game, but there has been a big update to TF2 recently, and everything is just up in the air right now.
There has been, yeah, the big change obviously coming to the Demo Man. There was a change to the Sticky Bomb Launcher. RIP, some have been saying, but the Stickies do less damage now unless you leave them there for 2 seconds. As Banny, one of the demos, falls to his brutal end. Down below, you seeing?
One man up, just Clockwork here to defend the honor of North America as the Europeans take first blood here on the NA server.
The away team. Well, take us through, watch Cadis' rollout here for us, Admirable, and tell us what you're seeing with his 100+ ping.
Uh-oh. You've put me on the spot here. I'm trying to jump through. I found him in the house. He's going to take that kit, and he looks like he wants to play balcony here. He's going to opt for the protection. Actually, he's walking forward here, hops onto the hoodoo, puts a few stickies. He's just setting up traps here. He's trying to read what the froyotech strategy is. They see they're coming from the opposite closet there, so he begins to spam pipes here. He's looking for any sort of connection he can. Now he's reverting to the stickies, trying to pump out as much damage as possible, but it's really Stark and Zebo who seem to be doing work here. Zebo's just got cleaned up by Dummy, but it's now 4-on-4. Another frag there with the Awsomniac getting nice position there on the point means that they both have the point and the man advantage here, and froyotech want to continue. Is this lunacy?
Yeah, here comes Lansky, and Miralyn was feeling real good about himself. We were just getting the mid cap, but now suddenly Miralyn's got Uber Saws out. Goes for the Uber Saw. He gets this Uber for the Uber Saw and just barely meets up with his soldier. That's a nice play by Miralyn there, saving his own life. It's pretty unreal. He's doing a little hide around the corner move and bust out the Uber Saw. That does it.
Took me a while to realise that froyotech were actually on the Awsomniac side there in the middle. That's why they were still in, but they managed to make it out and get their charge up.
That's the way you would do it, and we're still fighting it out here at mid. And I've been real impressed by Miralyn so far, staying alive, but continuing here to have a man advantage. Awsomniac, my goodness, for the so-called away team, they're playing fantastic. Although I suppose the pings aren't fantastically out of this world, but Still, we were expecting the American team to come out and do, you know, sort of maybe dominate this a little more. Merely about to get his.
Yeah, Cadis is on that Spire. They have taken control of it for the red team. Dummy and Blaze are just poking around. Dummy's coming behind, trying to hunt down Cadis. Knutson jumps up for the deny right there, but it looks like a forward hold from froyotech until they'd lost that player. Now they're going to back off and try and shore up the defense. Is 5 on 6 here. Dummy will be back on the field in 10 seconds. That's quite a long spawn here. And Awsomniac are going to take advantage of this. They're going in with Zebo up top. The hurt is coming in onto Shade. He's going to pop. Merlin pops immediately. And both Ubers have been traded now. This is the key moment, Ghetto Will, when the Ubers fade. What's going to happen?
And backed into their own spawn are Fanny and Shade, and that's not where they want to be. Hard to be effective when you're inside that. Oh, but we've got a full wipe of Awsomniac outside. Dummy and Clockwork doing the lion's share. My lord. I mean, mid-sentence, suddenly we had 6 European players dead.
That was a
And
massacre,
so
Ghetto
who needs a demo? The soldiers holding their own pretty well there, sir. 50% Uber now. They're going to have a fantastic advantage as they camp Spire.
We are, of course, playing under the European rules, because those are the rules that we played at LAN. So there's 22 minutes left here on the clock. We play a 30-minute time limit, just one half, no halves, in fact. But right now, there is action about to unfold on the point. Zebasai jumps in to create space for his team, but it doesn't look like they've managed to make out. Merlin is running for his life towards that reset. He's got the Uber, needles flying.
Oh, he gets Merlin! And finishes off the full wipe. The problem is we have to cap this second point first, and the spawns are going to come in before that happens. So they do have Uber though. 4G do have Uber, but we're going to see how it plays out. They've still got to get those important picks, and they get forced maybe a little early here. They've got to jump up. Clockwork's on the point right away. Pyro comes in. Let's flip on Pyro. Pyro can be powerful, and wow, picking out Lansky going down, Dummy going down as well. Awsomniac sort of surviving the blitzkrieg as froyotech tried to sort of rush in and catch them off guard, but it didn't work. And Starkey's now out on second, going to cap that Spire.
Yeah, one of the side effects of the Demo Man nerf seems to be that a lot of these utility classes are now quite viable in situations where before they probably would have just died to a few stickies. Pyro is definitely useful at both pushing and defending last, and I know it's early days yet and we are just seeing teams try things out, but it's quite interesting to see a sniper in the middle of Clockwork with the scope. I gotta see what this kid's gonna do.
Yeah, especially with this kind of I mean, he has low ping right now. He tries to pick out an Ubered player. You can't do that, of course. But he backs out, gets a little body shot. He got the kill on Knutson. And he's still at mid now, trying to stay in the mix here, but he is going to go down to Flip. Tells him to get the hell out of town. Flip trying to do some work on the soldier here. Flip almost holding down this house by himself as scout, which is impressive. Coming around this corner now, it's a 3v2 situation. It's going to come down to DM here with both medics up.
Oh, they're really focusing Shade hard here.
Yeah,
Shade down
boy.
as low as 20 health. Jeez. Didn't
Scout's
pop it
really,
though,
yeah, in these 3v2 or 2v2 situations, the Scout's very powerful against any class. His meat shots will take you out very quickly. They're going to get back out now as froyotech sort of repushes down and pop their Uber. No Uber coming back, and Cadis is sort of waiting in-house, and he picks out. He gets Lansky and Clockwork with his trap. So Cadis maybe playing the new sticky bomb launcher the right way, more so for area denial and traps now.
Yeah, that's the classic bite maneuver right there. Stickies in-house, and he caught them off guard. They might remember it next time, but they just got stung by the sticks there. Here comes the Uber. It's going to be 2 scouts and a soldier. Everybody getting flashed in here for Awsomniac as Merlin unleashes hell. Shade goes down, so the medic advantage remains in favor here for Awsomniac. And you know that now the Demo Man's been nerfed, man. Medic is literally the most powerful class in the game. Heals win everything.
And I mean, you're not biased in saying that in any way, of course.
It's just obvious, man. It's obvious.
And especially Irish medics are a lot more powerful, I find. What do you think about that?
Well, one of them at least.
Yeah, of course. Charging into last, we've got brothers in red. It's Awsomniac, who are already up 1 round to nothing, or nil, as you say in Europe. Coming around that right side, that's not going to work. They're back down. They need to cycle around. They have a slight Uber advantage. They're at 85. They are close to getting it, but a little The heat, a couple spam rockets coming through on Mirror, but he stays up. We're getting it, and they're going to come back down right, it looks like. And it's going to be all on perhaps this Pyro. Clockwork now, the Pyro. We'll see if he can pull off some miraculous saves. Getting a reflect on Zebo, which was nice. Just sort of blowing him up in the air, but he's down now. No power to deal with. This could be it for Awsomniac. They get on it.
Oh, Shade with the saw! Gets the slice and then pops off the charge. It's just up to him and Blaze to hold on here. Cadis really liking that damage at close range now. Is probably dead unless he can do something absolutely ridiculous here. But what he is doing is creating a distraction. The respawns are going to be coming in now. Here comes Flip. And Nutzen and Zemsai will be coming from the house soon, but it looks like they don't want to commit to this. Cadis will go down, and immediately see froyotech moving out here, get a wheel.
I love Mirlin coming in and shooting some distraction needles. Just, you know, just balls. Gentleman has balls. That push failing.
Oh!
We've got
Nutzen
Shade
straight
going
in
down.
there.
What happened?
Baby. He just bombed in, he came over the metal fence there on the battlements, on the balcony, and Shade didn't see him coming. 2 rockets, he was down. Game over, North America.
We mentioned it, admirable. This first round has already gone to the Awsomniac team from Europe, who is experiencing the higher ping, or supposedly the higher ping. Pings are pretty close, but right now they're looking to attack last again. They failed on that last one. We have the Pyro up again in Clockwork, and we talked about how powerful those Pyros can be. Look at the air blast coming out of Clockwork on this 5 CP point. Sticks are on the point for Banny, setting up that new sticky bomb sort of trap. He picks out everyone, but pretty much Shade is still up, and Awsomniac. What's going on here, friend? 2-0.
Wow, that was a real long round, back and forth, a heartbreaker no less. I'm pretty sure froyotech pushed the Awsomniac last at one point, yeah? Am I imagining that?
It was a lot of back and forth. It was a longer round than the first one, but I'm watching this middle now. I'm looking at Blaze, because I'm watching Blaze. He is the top scoring soldier so far for this froyotech team. And froyotech has got to make something happen. Blaze comes over the top, almost high fives there with the other roamer. Blaze is sort of hiding in. He's looking for the medic, can't find it. Meanwhile, Nutzen and Zebasai went down for Awsomniac, and that's both their soldiers. It's mid not looking good without 2 soldiers on a Badlands map. Put a lot of pressure on your scouts, although the scouts could pull it off for themselves. Starkey already on a 3K streak? Starkey, the MVP of that mid to you.
He's airborne right now. He just got air shot there by Lansky, but managed to survive.
Yeah.
Oh, and they forced Shade and Lansky here. Now he will eventually go down. Got a little greedy there, tried to go toe-to-toe with an invulnerable 300 health soldier. But yeah, a great middle there from Starkey. What a beast.
Yeah, the scouts have been doing fantastic. Sort of maybe the highlight for the Awsomniac team so far. Although there have been some great moments from the soldiers as well. We're coming in on this second, and holding on to Uber is Awsomniac. And they are going to use it if they have to. Flip trying to pick out a cheap pick on a soldier there. Not going to work.
Bandy gets in with coming in from the flank here. Blaze is... Oh, Blaze gets 2 rockets onto Mirren and a third. Mirren refuses to pop. He's going to drop. And now his team are just about to get cleaned up here by froyotech. Big flank there from Blaze, and Mirren too proud to pop.
What's going on there? Yeah, I'm wondering if ping had something to do with that. Mirren typically known for his survivability, admirable. We've cast this team in the past. We've cast, you know, various Mirren teams. Is that just an error in judgment there?
Yeah, you could be right, actually. You know, I have suffered from high ping for a long time, and even especially in these sort of NA servers, you just literally need to pop like a second earlier than you would have.
Yeah.
He probably was planning to pop, you know, but he didn't, and now his team have lost control at mid, but they're fighting for it right now. Knudsen's gone and he's dead. Shade went down though. Big bomb there from the Awsomniac roamer. Pride of Sweden. They're cleaning up the counter bombs there as froyotech look a little bit desperate, trying to make up for the loss of their medic, but Mirren survives and everyone else just playing around Mirren there. And they knew what to do. They collapsed as soon as Shade went down. They knew the threat was going to be on Mirren. They kept him up, and now they have a strong advantage here to push last with.
And yeah, I'm sort of noticing that we have had a lot of back and forth, admirable, but it seems like Awsomniac always coming out on top so far, at least on this Badlands map. What do you think of this? Certainly, did you expect for one team to be dominantly pushing last consistently like this? You're biased. I was just, ignore the bias,
honestly,
of course.
I would expect it just to be, you know, the home team wins. The ping advantage too strong, but
yeah.
Right now maybe it's to do with the time of day. You know, it's pretty early in North America, right? It must be around early afternoon for you guys. Maybe Awsomniac have had the better chance to warm up, or they're just whilst froyotech are sort of on the upward slope, they haven't yet peaked. So maybe we'll be seeing a froyotech winning 3 maps. But right now, Awsomniac are really giving them a rude awakening here. Get a wheel.
Run for their money, so to speak. And so holding on now, and I'm just watching all these froyotech cams because the pressure really is on them to make something happen. They have to defend their own last here, of course, and hold off the onslaught incoming in a few seconds, but they've got to push out and start taking some control points. I mean, we're running out of time right now. There are 13 minutes left as of right now before you know, we'll be moving on, but it's really on this froyotech team. We talked about how they were undefeated in the season. They didn't really have a handful at any time, but having a real handful with this Awsomniac team from Europe.
Yeah, that's a very important point, especially regarding the Euro rules that play into the clock. Means that you can take advantage of that. You know, you can park the bus once you're into the lead, but with this 2-round advantage, you know, Awsomniac could do that, but they know it's a show match. Right now they're looking for a pick with their sniper. They're not parking the bus, they're just looking for that entry frag. They want to make it an advantageous situation when they move in. And they're going to try the double soldier spam bomb, right? They catch Blaze with a little bit of that, but he will not go down. He remains alive, and it is 6 on 6 here as both teams feel each other out. And I'm interested to see, like, what is the impact of the Demo Man nerf in regards to parking the bus. Like, defense is slightly less effective than it was before. Maybe it's just the team who pushes wins here.
Perhaps Fongor got a headshot on Zebasai, and is that going to be enough for froyotech to come on out here? Looks like it is. They're going to push into lobby, taking in the soldier, and just a lot of dancing and jigging around here with the Ubers. But once they expire, what's going to happen? She gets blasted back. I don't know. We still only, well, we have 2 down now. Starkey and Knutson down for Awsomniac, and I've got to think that's enough for froyotech. Shade's going to meet up with his soldier and demo, though, and heal them up. So they are going to come out onto this second point and try to camp Spire.
Interesting there that Zebasai was playing Scout for a brief second on that respawn.
That is interesting, yeah. Well, we had Sniper versus Sniper, and America coming on top on that one. Clockwork picking out sort of a little clutch headshot, and that was the whatever they needed. It was the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak, although Awsomniac put up a big fight here and a lot of damage, and Shade needing to heal up his team here. We might be back to last.
Yeah, quite often one of the best strategies to push last is actually to, you know, fail a little bit and induce the counter push from the defending team, get them to you know, try and push Spire or whatever. But both teams have shown a lot of composure. They haven't really overcommitted to anything, and we're back into a little bit of a stalemate. There was actually a slight Uber advantage there for froyotech, but I don't think they realised it. They just expected merely to have it in time. They could have pushed, but Clockwork's peeking up there with the scope. He's going to get rushed down by Flip. He's just W mouse wanting in here. Does get denied by a pipe from Banny, but the Uber gets shot. Oh, Clockwork headshots Miralyn. Unbelievable, again. Another drop.
Miralyn is shouting out his friends right now from beyond the grave as he certainly cost his team that push there, and going down. Here we have blue now. froyotech going to come back out and try to cap this Spire. I don't think Awsomniac, I don't think they want to give this up, but they certainly have to now, numbers-wise and advantage-wise. Scouts are trying to stay in the mix here. Miralyn's back in as well. This Awsomniac team does not want to lay down, do they? They're Flip picking out Lansky, Shade down, Dummy down. And this might be exactly what you foretold, Admirable. Milking the players out. 2 players up now for froyotech. Oh boy. 3-0.
You know, there's been a real pattern this season, like playing against Miralyn in practice, even in officials. He has dropped a lot, but credit to the guy, he never seems to drop when it really matters. Like, he doesn't drop on a last defense. He drops when, you know, times when he can afford to drop. And right there, it seemed to pay dividends for them, but I'm not going to give him the full credit on that one if it was some sort of master plan, but hey, it worked out that time, right, Get Will?
Absolutely, and so on this middle again, all eyes on froyotech. We talked about how they're undefeated, but Banny goes down. Clockwork down as well, one of the top scouts. Dummy's still up. He's very talented himself as well. He's the only one up on his team. Another convincing mid-victory for this Awsomniac team.
It just looks like froyotech are getting outplayed there. That's 2 middles in a row. They decided to go to the closet push there, try and go through the shithouse. And they didn't actually go through, they just stop and wait there. Like, this is sort of a nothing strategy. You're just standing there and hoping that your opponent makes a mistake. But if you just, like, sit back and cap the point, maybe bomb a soldier in or whatever you want, like, you can effectively keep them pinned there. Unless you go fast from the closet, you're just sort of trapping yourself and hoping that Awsomniac give you some free frags, and that hasn't happened. You've just seen them get slowly chipped away, and then they end up in this situation where they're holding on to their last without an Uber, and there's no sticks anymore, baby. This is the update. Banny isn't even on the field, he's just respawned. They've got players on the point, not much cap time though. And it looks like they just thought that was done and dusted, whereas froyotech had other plans.
Zeb is still up, and he's gonna, you know, hope that he can make something of his pittance of a life, and he does pick out Blaze on Soldier there, trading soldiers. That's too bad, but finally now froyotech are able to push out of their own last. I've got to say though, admirable, you know, this isn't a competitive match, it's a show match, but I'm not chalking that one up to great play by froyotech. That was just a misplay by Awsomniac.
Yeah, they definitely didn't mean to do that. Oh look, Merlin is getting chased by two scouts here from the house. Clockwork and Dummy. Dummy's gonna go back to resup though, but Merlin was unable to save his soldier Knutson there. He was getting pincered by both Clockwork and Dummy. There's a fight continuing in the house though. Look at Blaze, both scouts from froyotech stacking that house. Cadis isn't paying attention. Dummy's in on to Merlin, but Merlin on 27 health is going to escape as they turn around and choose to get that demo man pick instead. I would have gone for the medic frag, but they will be able to take this point, no problem, Getawheel.
You know, it's real interesting watching these demos when they're attacking, and I know you know.
Oh, Cadis got shade. What?
Oh, what? Speaking of demos, well, that's not going to help a lot because Merlin's about to get his Uber right now. But I was just going to ask you, Admirable, in watching these demos playing with this updated sticky bomb launcher, have you seen any difference in how they have? Well, let's put it on the pause for a second here because we're going to be pushing it with Uber in a second. Looks like I'll finish that thought in a moment. Here we are at this second point, though, at this choke area. Merlin thinking of maybe taking it in through house. Yeah, here they come in. Come in through house. Gonna check for sticks and come out. Merlin's still just staying back. Early pop to avoid the sticks. They're gonna jump on in and push. Ooh, but Zeb going down right away. Lost the. I don't know if he ran into a trap or what, but Zeb and now Starkey down as well. Merlin's under the bridge shooting out needles, and that doesn't usually end well. 3v2 situation, 3v1, and froyotech feeling all right, even though it's just Dummy and Shade. It's only Flip on the other side. What I was going to ask you, Admirable, is in watching these demos play with this new sticky bomb launcher, have you seen that either of them have adapted to it a little more? Because it's not so much a good weapon for offensive fights now. We see some demos adjusting and using pills, their grenade launcher, for fights. Have you seen any of that? Have you seen a difference in these? Because I saw Banny just flying out to mid, shoving stickies everywhere he could shove them, and it's just not as effective anymore. The weapon's just not the same as it used to be.
Yeah, obviously they still do damage, just it's not the incredible kill everything gun it used to be. So whilst you still have to respect it a little bit, you can get away with a lot more as a scout or a soldier. I haven't seen that many games. There's a fight continuing here though, as it looks like Awsomniac are just going to respect the Uber advantage and the man advantage, give up Spire, and back off to last. Threat the back cap also shut down, both scouts dead for Awsomniac. But really, I haven't watched enough games or even played enough games. I seem to have played about 2 actual pickups or whatever since this update, so I don't feel I'm qualified to
Double mixes.
Do too much. Oh, here comes an Uber.
Yeah, we
up
got
top.
the Uber push though, and suddenly it's froyotech finally pushing it on last. They've got a heavy to deal with. Dummy trying to take him, but he gets flashed over the Uber onto the heavy. And kill an Ubered heavy. We've still got players in the mix here. They still want it. It is a 4-on-5 situation though, so not favoring froyotech right now. But they're sticking in there. They know they need to make something happen here, Admirable. We've got 4.5 minutes left on this map. And my goodness, if froyotech don't get around soon, they're not going to be doing much on this Badlands map. They're going to be looking to the next map. But let's see here. There's a slight advantage, and we have a pause. It seems like.
A delicious pause.
So we may have lost a player or something like that. And we'll have a moment here to talk about it.
A moment's silence for our fallen comrade.
Yep.
No, there is 4 minutes left, but really, froyotech needed to be changing gear a lot earlier in this, like we mentioned about the
Yeah.
clock. But like if you're losing at halftime, I mean, 15 minutes left on the clock, you should be thinking, oh, we need to do something drastic here. We really need to change the tempo of our game, make it uncomfortable for our opponents. But even though the game has been back and forth, the net result has been Awsomniac 3-0, and 4 minutes left on the clock. That just mightn't be enough time.
And Awsomniac, you know, we keep talking about this ping. It really is sort of the prevailing thing with these show matches. We're playing on a New York server, and so that absolutely is supposed to favor the froyotech team. But so far, Awsomniac pulling it off, looking real good to take this map. And after this, we're going to be moving to the Euro server, which means that froyotech, technically, at least network-wise, should be at a disadvantage. So I don't think that this froyotech team wants to see this Euro squad take 2 in a row off them. We've talked about how froyotech were undefeated in their season. Awsomniac, who were known as BFF in Prem this season, they were undefeated in their season as well. So we've got the two towers, the two titans, facing off. We're live again, though, but Awsomniac so far getting the advantage.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And oh, there's Dummy gonna go down, so that's gonna slow down any aggression we might be expecting to see here. Clockwork with the counter pick though will get that frag onto Flip. It's 5-on-5 here, and Shade is gonna have his Uber charge slightly earlier than Mirlin. Zebasai is actually pushing into him. He's trying to get the force off. Mirlin is gonna say, "Uh-oh, it's time to get out of there." He sees all those blue shiny players. He's backed off. Flip's about to respawn in a few seconds, so it should be a 5-on-5 here if the froyotech want to continue with the push, but they seem so unsure of themselves. Just believe the Uber is in. Oh, Blaze comes and gets the force onto Merlin, but at the same time, Lansky stepped in up top. It's Lansky versus Kadis. There's Dummy coming in from bottom right. They've got men behind here. Awsomniac thought it was time to push out, but the flank came in there, gets shut down. Nice reaction from the AWS scouts.
And we unpaused, but it seems like Zebasai's still not in. Hasn't rejoined according to my scoreboard, and that's going to make it easy. 6v5. The team with 6 players will win almost every time, Admirable. Looks like froyotech are going to take a point here and take this round any second. They're still delaying.
Oh.
My goodness. I think you nailed it, Admirable. They do seem to be playing very tentatively and just very much hesitating with that. I don't know what took them so long there, but perhaps they'll have renewed confidence now. But I mean, we've got only about 3 minutes left in this on this map, sir.
People are just scared of Mirlin. They're like, oh no, it's Mirlin with the overdose standing on last with half health. We shouldn't push, fall back.
I gotta give credit. I mean, the froyotech team did play better that time, but I think you nailed it as well. It might be a little too late, and I don't think with 2 minutes left here, I don't know what kind of an encounter. Just gonna give up the mid to Froyo. Zebasai is back in. He was the player who dropped. But I've seen Shade really sort of pick it up and play a little smarter, it seems like. Especially on that last push that we just saw. What do you think that froyotech are doing differently, or do you think it was all just because Zeb dropped?
That's probably a big part of it, but the force from Blaze coming in from the flank was excellent.
Yeah.
Just at the moment, AWS thought, you know, it's time to push out here and crush some blue guys. They got interrupted, and then with Zebasai out there and the players coming in behind, like obviously they weren't able to stop their flanks from leaking. Oh,
that's
there
got
it is.
A big air shot on Blaze. I don't know if we caught it, but that was quite impressive. Blaze down now. Blaze, of course, a top soldier, a top scout as well. He plays it all. We've got a lot of frags going down now as this Uber encounter goes down at middle, and Zeb getting pushed out because there are a lot more blue than there are red there. This may not end well for Mirlin and Zeb. Easy for me to say, as down goes Mirlin. Zeb's still with a big gold buff, and he's gonna take out with his shoddy boom body, Mr. Lansky, comma Thomas. So still now the middle does belong to froyotech, but they're 2v3 right now, and it's gonna be 1v3 as Blaze gets taken out by Zebasai there.
Our control point is
Yeah, in terms of the overall result of the game, I think we're definitely into dead time here. 50 seconds left on the clock. We could almost certainly give this one to the European invaders here. Awsomniac, aka BFF, stepping in on North American turf and schooling you guys. Are you sure you want to send North American teams to Europe? This could be embarrassing for you.
Yeah, yeah. Could someone get the Australians on the phone, maybe? Certainly not. With 30 seconds left here, it certainly does seem to be a foregone conclusion here that AWS, the team in Europe, they are going to take this first map. Quite impressive, admirable. I don't know what I think of that. We had a last-second switch to Kritz Krieg. We're not going to get there in time. Just to add insult to injury, just to put some salt in the wound, Awsomniac do take a 4th round. Close enough.
It was a cheap one. GG's being called here in the chat as well. There we have it. It's game over.
So before we move on, just want to remind everyone, if you are just joining us, that we are here for a reason today. We're playing several show matches as part of our fundraiser for I52. And we want to send these North American teams to Europe.
Whoa. Forget about that. It's not about sending North American teams. It's all about sending Lang, baby. We need 13,000.
$13,000 sends not only North American teams, but sends Big Lang, hashtag Hot Lang, the wonderful, wonderful production gentleman and caster and roaming soldier and all-around great guy. He's going to go and do production for us at this event, which is in Coventry, England. Go to i52.tf, and you can see there's some of the rewards that are available. You're not throwing money into the abyss. There are awards, so check it out on our page. And we talked a bit earlier on the Indiegogo page. There's all kinds of crazy stuff. T-shirts, the Platt T-shirts, probably one of the big draws if you're part of the community. But if you're not, there's all kinds of fantastic stuff as well. There's forum badges and signed weapons. There is the unusual Tyrant's Helm with history, that one that's been worn through the years by Prem players. But anyway, go check it out, i52.tf, and that is why we're here today. We're at about 70% of our goal as of right now. There are 16 days left. That is the sole reason we are here. That is why we got, Admirable out of bed today from his alcoholic stupor.
I've been up all day putting in work. I totally cleaned my room out, took my PC apart, cleaned it. Man, it's like like a surgeon, man. I had to sterilize my tools before I came in here to extract money from your wallets. You need to go to i52.tf. and get involved, give us some donations. I just want to make a disclaimer there that winning Ips's Purple Energy Tyrant's Helm will not necessarily make you a good soldier. But I think that hat's worth like about $250, so I'm definitely going to be entering that raffle whenever I see Europe take another map here. I said I would splash the cash, and I will.
Wow, this guy's made of money. But no, it is a fantastic
Really
cause,
not.
Absolutely. We talked about the Lang, the Lang. We talked about the Lang. We talked about the LAN, Local Area Network. We talked about how the LAN is an even proving ground for all teams, Australia, Europe, North America, whoever. And it's really the best setting to show off and showcase, have these top teams go against each other. So we really want to send these North American guys up there. Please go and consider donating. And we'll be mentioning that all throughout the cast. We will be having a second match later on, but right now, Admirable, we're switching to the next match.